Hello everyone, and thanks for stopping by my YouTube channel to check out my video. And in this video, I want to briefly summarize each of these women that are accusing Roy Moore of sexual misconduct or sexual harassment. And I want you to make an informed decision. An informed decision, not a decision based on a headline, not a decision based on a 5-minute news piece from CNN or any other network that might be trying to paint Roy Moore in a very bad light. Because I think that's what a lot of people are doing. They're saying, well, since so many women are coming forward, then their accusations must be true. I think you got to look deeper than that, you know, because more than one person can be paid to come forth and try to paint a politician out in a bad light. So in this video, I'm going to real briefly go by these women, and I want you to make an informed decision based on their past history and their character. So the first on the list would be Beverly Young Nelson. Now, I've done about 2 or 3 videos of her, and just the absolute insanity, and I mean her story does not make any sense at all. Her story, her accusations do not make any sense whatsoever, and there's so many holes in her story it's not even funny. So I got 2 or 3 videos on her on my channel, so check those out if you don't care. Okay, so first of all, Moore ruled against her in a divorce case in 1999. He ruled against her. She claims he got aggressive and tried to force her to give him oral sex in the car behind the restaurant where she worked. She definitely got a motive for revenge. And she was the legal age of consent. Next up is Deborah Wesson Gibson. She claims to have briefly dated Moore when she was 17 and he was 34. She has worked for a number of Democratic campaigns, including the 2016 presidential nominee Hillary Clinton, and also former Vice President Joe Bidden, former Senator Patrick Murphy, Democrat from Florida, and Senator Bill Nelson, who is also a Democrat from Florida. Definite conflict of interest there. She says they dated for 2 or 3 months with her mother's knowledge and approval. They kissed twice. She volunteers for Doug Jones, Moore's opponent. Her lawyer friend, Donna Smalley, who supports Doug Jones, has gone against Judge Moore. Moore acknowledges knowing her and her parents, and she was the legal age of consent. Next up is Tina Johnson. When she was 28 years old, and her mother went to Roy Moore's office. Okay, her mother was hiring him. She claimed he complimented her and asked what color her daughter's eyes were, and then when leaving the room, she grabbed her on the, she was grabbed on the butt by Moore. She didn't tell her mother, and that's something else. None of these women told anybody at the time. I think Beverly Young Nelson said she told her mother at the time about the bruises on her neck and all that, and then, her mother said, "I believe you." Okay, why don't you go to the police? If you got bruises on your neck, go to the police. But this woman right here, she didn't even tell her mother that Moore did something like that. None of these women really they all got the same story. They didn't tell anybody anything at the time. But she pled guilty to writing bad checks and for 3rd-degree theft of property. Next up is Gloria Thacker Deason. She claims she went on dates with Moore and that he gave her alcohol. He denies ever having given a minor alcohol and said he wouldn't have been able to because it was a dry county. He believed she was 19 or older at the time. She does not accuse him of trying to have actual sexual activity with her. She was the legal age of consent. She was the legal age of consent, but she was under the drinking age. Next up is Wendy Miller. She claims he first approached her when she was 14 and asked her out when she was 16, which her mother forbade. She was the legal age of consent at 16. No claims that he further pursued her after being turned down. That's all that one was. Kelly Harrison Thorpe, when she was a 17-year-old high school senior, she was a hostess at Red Lobster. He asked her out on a date. She knows another accuser, Lee Korfman, who we're going to mention last. Could it be that she is trying to give credence to Lee's story? And she was the legal age of consent. Next up is Becky Gray. In her early 20s and working at a department store in the Gadsden Mall when Moore took a creepy interest in her. She said that she doesn't recall the specifics of their interactions. She doesn't recall them, but she remembers that it was creepy, I guess, which is, believable. But I just remember he asked me out, and I told him that I was in a relationship because basically to me, he was kind of creepy. So she got him banned from the mall, she claims. How do you get banned from the mall just by asking a woman out? And also, if he got banned from the mall, since he had such a high profile in society, and such a large position as, you know, district attorney or deputy district attorney. Wouldn't that have been in the paper or something? And I mean, and also, again, how do you get banned from a mall just by asking a woman out on a date? And I got a link to that story down below in the section below. And next up is the aforementioned Lee Korfman. Lee claims she had a sexual encounter with Moore when she was 14. Moore has emphatically denied ever knowing or having any interaction with her. Okay, this is her history. 3 divorces, major financial problems, has filed bankruptcy 3 times, once in 1991 with $139,689 in unpaid claims, multiple issues with the IRS, and has been charged with multiple misdemeanors. Alabamians on Facebook are claiming she has made false charges before. She's accused several pastors at various churches of having made sexual advances toward her as well. So her behavior is very, very questionable. And several of these women have motive for revenge. So you use your best judgment. You be the judge. You make an informed decision. Are these women credible like Mitch McConnell thinks they are? Or are they just in it for, you know, some monetary gain or maybe some revenge? And also, if you want to, you know, this is where you can come in. This is where you can make a difference. You can contact the governor of Alabama and ask that she delay this election, because that's what needs to be done. This election needs to be delayed so Roy Moore can defend his good name. And there's nothing wrong with that. So the governor of Alabama that you need to contact would be Governor Kay Ivey. And her number at the, her switchboard number is 334-242-7100. Number right there. 334-242-7100. Contact Governor Kay Ivey and tell her how you feel about this, and tell her that, you know, the election needs to be delayed so Mr. Moore can defend his good name. And also, you know, I want to say something right now. Now, Trump has kind of kept quiet on this. And right now, you know, it just exploded in the last day or two about the Al Franken accusations and scandal. And he's been very verbal about that. But he's keeping quiet on Moore. And I'm not really sure why he's doing that. I don't think he may necessarily want to defend him, because Trump came to Alabama, and you'll remember that weekend when he spoke out against the NFL players and it caused all those protests in the NFL. Well, he was there to support Luther Strange. And there's a theory. My friend that helped me do this video, she's got a theory. And that is, they're giving 3 places on the ballot. For Jones, Moore, or a write-in candidate. And what could be happening here is they're leaving that space for a write-in candidate so people will write in Luther Strange. And then, lo and behold, Luther Strange, who was the Republican candidate, gets voted in over Moore and ultimately wins the election that Moore rightfully won. And so that could be what's going on here. And then the people's original vote absolutely gets ignored and basically gets twisted and turned and distorted, and they don't get the candidate that they originally voted for. So you do the math on that. That could be what's going on here. This could be an indirect way of, you know, eventually getting Luther Strange elected to that Senate seat. That could be what's going on. Okay, so there you have it. You know, you make the decision. What do you think about these women? Are they trustworthy? Are they questionable? Are they credible? What are they? You know, so you make the decision. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like this video, subscribe to my channel if you like. Check out my other videos that I did on Roy Moore and on Beverly Young Nelson, and tell me what you think about that as well. So thanks for stopping by, checking out my video, and God bless.